friends, and welcome to another video. I need to start next month's Patreon reward, which is a sticker sheet, so we're gonna start with that. And I need to figure out a theme because we're going on to summer right now. Next month, I already have like a camping theme kind of idea in my head. I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually like finalize that, but we will see. That is the goal for July. So for June, I wanted to do something either kind of ocean or beachy themed. I was kind of debating a whimsy goth kind of style thing, but I don't think that I'm gonna do that for the summer. I think maybe more towards the fall. Right now we're gonna get into the sticker sheet and I will check back in with you guys. Since editing this, I have received the stickers. This is not the best lighting.
Fire station 4 or 5 derelict homes. Good in the day.
You gonna help?
Sure, all right to babysit by yourself? Work at the fire station. So we don't go to the bush. Jody?
Dean, what's up?
The maps, they're from Alex, which is
I'm coming.
I
I don't give a fig about the mess. Girl was under my protection.
That girl can't be trusted. She's a woman. She's a honey trap. She's been feeding people.
This complex is marked by 3 primary pyramids, those of Menkaure,
You ready to let the kitty cats in? Oh yeah. Okay. Good morning.
Okay.
There that I thought was interesting, like when he's like, he throws up in the morning, he doesn't look at the contents.
I had mentioned this book in my last vlog, and I had mentioned that I really, really love this author, Leigh Bardugo, and I have finished this book as well as the sequel, so I wanted to give my thoughts on them a little bit. Let me start this off with, these books were published before The Familiar, and The Familiar is one of my all-time favorite books right now. I say right now because, I mean, there's always room for good books to be added to the list, you know? But The Familiar is what got me into her writing. I really, really love the way that she documents character growth and the way that she describes it, the way that she has them interact with other characters. It's just like, she's really good at giving you a nuanced character and having that character have nuanced relationships. I wish I had a better way to describe that, but I find her writing to be very, very good in The Familiar. So I was really excited to read this series, and honestly was kind of disappointed. But these were also published earlier than that book, so yeah, I gotta give it a little bit of grace, I guess. But it doesn't mean that I'm not still disappointed with these. I love the concept. I think that the idea of having like a secret society, sorry, it's very hot. It's very warm in the house right now, and I don't have any fans going because I wanted to record this, so might be a little sweaty. But I really like the premise. It's about secret societies within Yale, and this main character does not belong at Yale. It's like there should be better commentary, honestly, on the whole societal structure that's introduced into this book. The fact that Alex feels very, very disconnected from the people around her because she comes from a poor family and like a really bad background, and she has a lot of trauma with all of that. And there are some trigger warnings that you should probably look at before you get into these books that have to do with attempted essay and coercion and stuff like that. So just be aware. If you are not mentally prepared to read that, then I wouldn't recommend reading these books because it is brought up a couple times. And there's an irritating point about that. I don't personally enjoy reading that kind of stuff. I didn't know that was going to be in there going into this book. And I don't think that the trauma that came from those scenarios was well written at all. I don't think that Mercy was given an opportunity to really deal with the feelings of what happened to her. And I'm gonna try and explain this in a way that's not spoiling much if you do plan on reading it, but essentially it's not even addressed, like the aftermath of that happening to this character, until the second book. And I feel like there was too many plot lines going on in both of these books to be fully dove into, I guess. They're not expanded on well enough for it to have a purpose in the book, in my own opinion. Also, let me just say, reading is subjective. If you enjoyed these books, by all means, I'm not trying to say that I think your reading taste is bad, okay? This is just my own opinion about these books and how I felt reading them, okay? I totally got off track trying to describe the book itself. The concept, it is secret societies at Yale. She feels disconnected. She's trying to find her place in these. She has a special ability that is allowing her to be in this place and have her school education kind of like paid for and provided for her. So there's supposed to be a disconnect between her and the people around her, and I feel like it could have been there needed to be more gravity with that added to the context of the book. There was no deep diving into any of that and the idea of like the upper elite and anything outside of what pushed the story forward. So yeah, there was like a purpose for those things to be in that book, but it didn't feel like it meant as much as it could have, again, in my opinion. And the same goes for some of the commentary on the trauma involved with SA and coercion and all of that. And then the trauma that Alex went through, going through like what I don't want to spoil all of it, but like she had a very, very hard upbringing, got involved with some really bad people early on in her life. And I feel like that was put in there not only to help support the fact that she feels disconnected from the people, like the rich people around her and like these perfect people, I guess, but it also kind of just became an excuse for her to act poorly. And I can see the argument for how she grew as a character by the second book. Granted, there was a big time jump between the publishing of Ninth House and the publishing of Hellbent. So there was time to kind of expand on her writing skills, I guess. So the second book is definitely better, in my opinion. But I feel like there is a lot of disconnection with all of the separate plot points going on in the storylines. And like there's a murder investigation in both. And in the first book, I remember reading about the murder investigation, and then it kind of just felt like it went off into the void. And then it came back when it was needed, kind of thing. It didn't really feel tied to the story until the last half of the book. And the second book did a little bit better with the murder investigation being tied in and everything, but it also just felt like everything revolved around Alex and her timing. None of it really felt like there was a pressure to get stuff done. There's a time limit on all the stuff that she needs to do, but then there's also all the schoolwork that she has to do and like the lectures that she's going to, and there's portions of the book where she's like going into how much she doesn't like the lecture or like her thoughts on the lecture, and I'm just like, okay, when isn't the whole point of this book you're supposed to be going to hell and back? Like I don't know, it just felt a little flippant, I guess. Did not really hit for me. The Familiar, still would recommend reading that one. That one is an amazing book. I really, really love that one. These two, not so much. I feel like also Hellbent ended with like the potential for there to be a third book. So I don't know how I feel about that. If a third book comes out, will I read it? Probably, but that's just because I'm a completionist. Like, I don't like DNFing books, and if there's a series, I don't like stopping in the middle of the series and then not knowing, like, I want to see how it's redeemed kind of thing. Even if it's a bad book, I want to see if it can be redeemed, if that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting a little off track. I'm getting really warm and sweaty, and I'm like not able to think properly right now. But essentially, I didn't mind the books, but I also didn't love them. I think Ninth House, I would score like a 2 out of 5, to be honest, because there's so much potential with the storyline. I think it's really cool. There was just too many like side plot points going on and so much writing, very little dialogue, that it just felt like I was glazing over the information, and I kept skipping ahead instead of actually taking in the information. And then I would realize, oh, I missed something, and then I would have to go back and reread, and it was constantly going back. I couldn't help myself because there was just so much that did not feel important to the storyline, and there was a lot of repetition of like thoughts that she had on the previous page or like in the previous paragraph that she's just repeating. So I don't know if I would recommend this. Hellbent, I would say, is like a 3 out of 5. The writing did get better, but it's still not on par with The Familiar. And I feel like the only reason I really gave it a chance and read both books is because I loved The Familiar so much, and I was a little bit biased. I wanted to see if I could enjoy the book despite all of that. And at the end of this, no, not really. I do understand the idea that she was going for. I just don't think it was well executed with these two books. Yeah. Oh, Gherkin. What are you barking at? Okay. Hello. Oh, okay. You're gonna sneeze into the microphone. Or on my face. That's nasty. Thank you. I did start my next read, which is Diavola by Jennifer Thorne, I want to say. I think that's her name. I started reading this book during the wintertime, actually, and I had to put it down because I was like, it's just not the vibe for it because it's set in the summertime in Italy. And I was like, I gotta wait until the summer to read this book. Gotta be in the, you know. Yes? Oh, that was a very good touch. Big yawns. Yeah, I had to wait for the right time to read the summery haunted villa book. So it's like a haunted family vacation, and I really like the family dynamic so far. I've gotten to maybe like a third through the book. It seems like a really good book. I've heard a lot of good things about it too, so hopefully it lives up to it. But I'm gonna go now because I need to turn a fan on. I am sweating and it is so hot in this room, and I also have to finish some homework, so I will talk to you later.
Don't watch your food. Watch me. Yes. Okay. You take it. That's all yours. Gotta get the kitties. You ready? Ooh. Yeah? Ready?